Maximum duration 10 seconds. Repeat, 10 seconds.
Wee! River Axe, who was second? Where's Milo? Milo is somewhere. DL, Studio 8, FX, The Morphing Orb. Wee! Okay, so, oops, I was 1 minute late. I was testing my new radio in my bedroom. Isomatic. I still got the samples.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, a bit of a new trial and error. I had this plan for quite a while and never really, should I or shouldn't I? Should I? Because I'm still not familiar with it. I do have the thing for almost as long as I have Reaper, but I never really played around with it a bit and watched quite a lot of videos, but never actually finished any track in Bitweek from Berlin, Germany. Germanic. So, and also, it's not that I don't like Reaper. It has some pretty cool features, but there was some things that did annoy me. No, I had it. I have a light version with my mixer, and then the light version didn't really scan my plugins, and I tested it once, and yeah, not really. So, and this one I actually bought through Splice. So, and yeah, how Reaper handles not all of them, but some plugins. I even had some that I uninstalled because they simply did not work in Reaper. And then I tested a few times in Bitwig, and I seen, they're still working quite easy. And the workflow wasn't, I wasn't ready for it. So on the last few days, I tried a bit around, and I think it looks like it's working. So I even ordered, it will arrive tomorrow. I ordered a MIDI controller, Novation Studio Pad X. Not the big one, the smaller one. And let's see, because it really fits right here. So I could use it either here or here. Still figuring out where to actually put it, but let's see. Studio One has a sharing feature similar to Dropbox. Is in send project file from person to person for collaboration. Yeah, that's if you do collaboration, it's interesting. I know that some companies, because Rewire isn't really, it has been kind of dropped, and now you got a lot of internet stuff going on, like Ninjam and all that kind of stuff. But specifically projects, and they had that door project, and I think Bitwig launched that. It kind of worked between Bitwig and Reaper. Ableton, I don't even know, but yeah. But I'm not doing really much collaboration, and if so, I still just sending audio, like. But yeah, Studio One, actually, because there's one. I thought there was something with. Yeah, still can buy it. How many versions are there? One door for all. 200 for new users. Yeah, it had. I see in the picture here it has a clip launcher, integration with Splice. I don't use Splice, but AI-powered stem separation. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would need that. Launcher, a bit like Bitwig. Splice integration, not interested. Stem, no. A-fly 1. So are there multiple versions? So there is still a yours to keep, never lose action version you purchased. And there's a subscription too, $20. And you got Studio One Pro and Pro Plus. Not sure what that is, but Crazy Rabbit. Time for GarageBand. I tried. I had it installed. I tried the not GarageBand, but I tried. How is it called? That free that did get back to paid version, and no one is actually talking about it anymore. Thomas. But yeah, the problem is when you switch too much DAWs, in the end, you really, because they all so powerful and they all have their certain workflows and ideas and things to how they work, and like Cubase is very, very takes years to learn, and some are more specific for a specific type of music, and Ableton and Bitwig. That's why I thought using Bitwig more like many use it as a more live jam thing. And then when I see, okay, track, it's getting somewhere, I have my arrangement done, then I can send the audio render stuff, multiple tracks, and then do the mixing, mastering in Reaper. Yesterday, someone said, why don't you use just Milo is somewhere around traveling back home in 20. And he said, yeah, why don't you just do everything in Bitwig? But there might some things I do prefer doing still in Reaper. I'm not going to all in one, not yet. Maybe someday, but and learning all that stuff as it takes a while, and because I had the idea maybe getting Cubase, but yeah, still an investment. Even if you get it on a sale, like they do sometimes. I'm not sure if I would have the time to dig into another DAW, because I'm even in Reaper, I'm not an expert. There's so much stuff that I don't know, and then Bitwig is still kind of newfound land. I just recently, just because I did put the only downside what I don't like is because in Reaper I have my screen sets where the second window, it stays open, and I think it was Data Bros, because I asked him once, how does he, when he makes his streams, when he has the instruments open, when he's jamming, and he said, yeah, I can't use Bitwig, he said, because depending on where you click, the plugin disappears. And the same happens because now I have the setup. I tried multiple 2-screen setup in Bitwig. The problem is, if I click, for example, on even on OBS, I still have to open the second window. And if I, for example, I have my HY slicer here, if I open it, yeah, it's open. And now if I click, I'm just going to test it. Now it stays open. But if I click on OBS, it stays open. Yeah, that seems to work. Guido! Oh, Tigrill! There he is. You get your... Wait. It's not working.
Hello.
So, yeah, I'm still have to get familiar with it. And yesterday was, yeah, you can't save a screen set. So it's the built-in, like here when you go into the settings and, where is it? Here, the different displays, you can't save your own, and you can't do screen sets like in Reaper. There are some people who don't like or don't use the screen sets because they maybe just one screen and doing a very simple layout. But EDub, there's always MPC standalone. Oh, the double. Yeah, that might. I tried the software, but if you do like hip hop or something like that, maybe yes. MPC, it's not my. I'm not a finger typing thing. But Saw a new plugin boutique splurges. A premium Studio One register may qualify for the cross-current price of Studio One Pro. Yeah, I might check the because I do have a PreSonus account because I have a PreSonus mixer. Might check it, but yeah, Cubase is over at the moment. It's over 500, the big one. So not that decision based on. Yeah, I'm still have to get used to. I did adjust a bit, but it's sadly you can't save it. But it looks like a lot of around. Yesterday I was watching a video on polarity, how about workflow and using certain stuff. And I using, what was it to set up? The dual display master detail. That actually works better for me because when I open a clip, I got the audio on my right side and I still have because the other setup, this disappeared. That I didn't like. And I still have to also do some ordering in the browser. I made all kinds of stuff in the browser in version 4, and when I upgraded to the new Bitwig 5, they all disappeared. Well, I'm happy about that. Let's see if I got some audio coming out. Should. So that's working. Whee! And look for a job and we'll try in some way. I'm not traveling in the French countryside. So, and then I found out I'm still trying to, because I have trouble, okay, how I'm going to use the clip launcher and the arranger, that I'm a bit lost yet, but I'm slowly getting it, how they work. Because yesterday was trying, I had my tactic open here, and then I made a clip, double-clicking clip, and I made a few adjustments, and I bounced it, but I didn't make the because there's an option to bounce in place or just bounce. And bounce, it creates a new audio clip. So that, that's working. That's how it's working. So then I can make different versions and lengths and cut-ups and whatever, and then I can do arrangements. I'm slowly getting there. They're still at the moment doing hellos here. My chat's getting too full. So, okay. So that's why I hope it's going to work, because my plan was actually doing some kind of arrangements and then really making more music, because since the new season, since January, I only made one track, so it's a bit slow. When I was watching my optic going back to his streams, and he's so fast and doing arrangements in Ableton. Oh my goodness. So I had made some tactics, and I have this. If I do now this and then bounce, I can do that. And I have a second. Should actually work. Did it? No. Why didn't that work? It did work with the CI78. Why doesn't it work with the HY slicer? Let me just check something. Why didn't that work? That's odd. Very odd. Because it doesn't have a mixer. So, feature. Why didn't it bounce? I'm going to delete that one. Oops. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to delete that track. If I do bounce in place, it does the same shit. There's no... But I don't have any audio clip. That's kind of odd. So, so that's the routing. MIDI. Because it's not MIDI driven. I'm not getting this. Me stupid. Me very stupid. Because I don't get why it did work with the CI, with this one, with the tactic, but it doesn't work with slicer. Tactic. No. That's odd. That's, if I do record, what does it record? Nothing. No, same shit. The same thing. But I don't get why doesn't it bounce. I'm lost here. Da Vinci Girl.
Hi.
Hello.
Why doesn't it do that? Okay, let's start over. Let's do a clip. And that's what I don't like about Bitwig. In Reaper, I would just record the output, but that is not really happening in track input. I don't see any, what's that? Transfer modulation, remote control, device chain. Because it's not MIDI controlled. So why doesn't it bounce? I don't get it. If I do that, sometimes pre-fader, post-fader. No, the same thing. I don't have any. Doesn't bounce anything. Oh my goodness, I'm already lost, and I don't like that. Why some plugins here it made audio, here it doesn't. Maybe if I do that, add audio track and send this to that's not routing. Yeah, I'm not effects. That's what I don't like. What the fuck? Apparently recorded my... What the heck? Yeah, I'm lost. Oh my goodness. In the end, I have no other choice than actually really find a door that's actually working. Fucking Bigwit. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Why did it bounce the tactic and it doesn't bounce the HY slicer? And I know that, I don't know, audio receiver, I don't know, I need to do that? I don't know. No, I know what's happening because I didn't. Let's see. Me very stupid. Me very stupid. It can't record something if there's nothing on it. Because the sound was coming from here. So this is tactic. But I don't... Why does it show up here? What the heck is that? It doesn't have an input, but it shows audio output here. I don't get it. What the heck is that? But there is audio output here. But if I bounce it, nothing happens then. I don't get any audio. I don't get it. That's over my head why I don't get an audio from this and this. How is that even possible? Maybe going to try that receiver shit. If not, I'm done with Bitbig. Because if that not working, I don't get it. That's the HI slicer 2. HI slicer out. Can't record it. Why can't I put it on record? That's not it. Bouncing. Doesn't create anything. I don't get it. I don't get it. And it fucking annoys me. It fucking annoys me. No, it bounces nothing. And I don't get it. Why? I don't get it. I don't have a mixer in this plugin. Nothing's muted. Good, because this doesn't count. This just affects. So I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Can you export rather? No, I can't. In this one, I can't. And even I don't think, because the old slicer, the first version, you could drive it either per MIDI or because it has options that it either runs by the host or driven by MIDI input. When you actually hit specific notes, it plays, and even a third mode where you can launch and stop with specific notes. Don't see that here. And I don't get it. Why? Because it is sending audio out. I see something moving here. Lucas George. I'm in trouble here. I don't get it why it doesn't bounce anything. It has audio. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why. That's the quirks. Sometimes Bitbreak cool, steep learning curve, more rewarding than replay in mind. Yeah, but for me it doesn't work. Either my method is damn fucking stupid. I don't know. I made a clip, okay? I do have audio, okay? The clip is working when I launch it. I hear audio, and then when I bounce it, nothing's happening. I got an empty clip. No MIDI, no audio. Bounce changes MIDI tracks to audio tracks. Yeah, that I do get. And I did do that with my Tactic plugin. It has the same function. It plays samples in a sequence. It has audio output. Same as HY Slicer. But I don't know. Because it doesn't have a function to drive it per MIDI. It doesn't work. It functions with the host, and there's no audio dragging stuff happening here. So I don't get it. I don't get it. For audio being played, I think you have to record. I tried to record it, but yeah, the problem is with Bitbreak, I can't. I even tried to send the audio like from this track to another track. That didn't work either. Like if the plugin sends audio somewhere, but it isn't recorded anywhere. But Rewire wouldn't have this problem. Yeah, just record it in. You send the audio in set up audio track, route this track to it. Yeah, I tried that, Biscuit. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm pretty fucking stupid. If I do add audio track, I got an audio track. That's slicer to audio. Okay. And then I should actually send this to that. Then I could actually record. But is it actually recording? I'm not sure. I'm not so sure because it records my fucking microphone. So, yeah. Tactic post. Then, oh my goodness. Master. It's the same thing. I'm doing something, either I'm doing something wrong, post, pre, or whatever. Tacting out. Delete the clip again. It's the same shit. It doesn't receive anything. Nothing. Pure silence. Notes audio to track, slicer to audio. Yeah, I'm... it's recorded, but I don't see any... I don't see any audio. It's empty. It's like the HMI slicer is sending audio somewhere, but I'm lost. I don't... That's why all Jedis use a MIDI sequencer, yeah. But I don't get it. Why it worked with Tactic, it doesn't work with the slicer. And when I bounce it, it's totally empty. No MIDI, no audio. Nothing. Pure emptiness. And that's what I don't get it. Is it the plugin that's faulty? I don't know. Let's fucking try. And something else. The first one. Let's load something. I don't know. If that is not working, it's not the last time I actually uninstalled Bitbit because it was getting so on my fucking nerves. If something is not working, let's see. I'm just gonna do whatever I want. So that's muted. So that's working. Let's do a clip. If I just bounce it. Same thing. So I'm not sure how... Not the same thing. I got audio. So why doesn't it work in Slicer 2? You're trying to rush that down, work to... Yeah, but Why does it work in HY Slicer 1? I did nothing really fancy. There's no effects. It's just the plugin. But when I say bounce anything, it doesn't work. I have audio. I have audio. There's something going out, but not like in Reaper. You don't have any. Okay, where's the audio going to? It does go to the track. It shows something, but does plugin have out settings? I don't see any. It's kind of a mixer here for the 5 tracks. It's not muted anywhere. So there's not a real mixer inside of there. So it just bounces a MIDI track to an audio track, makes it an audio wave. Text. Yeah, but I don't get why it works with like Tactic. It's the same principle. There's no mixer in there. There's no nothing fancy. I could even like fucking do this and whatever and make whole shebang, fill the tracks, and probably the same thing's happening. Maybe this one, I don't know. Because the track's either mono. Let me just check something. Because the HY Slicer is not a multi-track plugin. It looks like a stereo output. But is there a pre-post fader setting for Slicer that needs to be... I don't see any. There's actually no real... There is a mixer, okay? These are the effects. It's a mixer with mute, solo, and whatever, typical mixer. But you can't change any output here. Like, just for the effects, gain and whatever. Well, that's control here. It's not really an output mixer. That's why I don't get it. I don't get it. It only has a master. It looks like a stereo output plugin. What about input of audio track in Bitwig? It is confusing because I don't get it. In Reaper, I would say if I could not bounce stuff like that, I would just record the output. And I tried that in Bitwig. Doesn't work either. Because like someone said, okay, I got a track here. I don't need that one for now. I got a track here. Okay. Could mute that. And I just add an audio track. And I send this audio to tracks 5. But when I play it, now there's audio coming, but does it record the audio? That maybe need making a clip. Yeah. That's once I put it on. So this sends audio to audio 5, and that's the routing with Bitwig. Audio inputs. Then it should actually do this. Devices. If I do post. Let's see, play. But now it did record something. Not where I wanted to. If I get rid of the clip. So that is actually very tedious. I did record something, finally. But I don't get why it just doesn't bounce. Why some plugin it bounces and some it doesn't? I don't get it. Why do I need to make a routing so complicated to record the output of a plugin? That's something I don't know. I don't get it. Let's mute that. See how it sounds. So that did work, but the bounce doesn't work in, at least not in HY Slicer. It doesn't work. At least not in Bitwig. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's why sometimes you get programs like this. Some things work, some things not, and you get fucking frustrated. That's stuff that frustrated me. I don't know why I need to route this audio to this audio. Just bounce it like I did in Tactic. But in Reaper, you have, when you open the, oops, no pages. Let's see, because the racks I never get. That's the modulation. Because you all got this track, solo track. China. But normally that is just the let me just the master volume is up. Master EQ, zap, master track, panel. Master EQ, comp. That's mostly modulation anyway. Clip drive, clip mix, unfused. That list is almost like the old Reaper thing. Oh my goodness. It can be very frustrating to figure out what needs to be done. That's the thing when you get used to doing something in one DAW, it doesn't know. Yeah, in Reaper, many people say the routing of anything is one of the best. It's almost like a gigantic mixer where you can route MIDI, audio, mono, stereo, multi-channel from one track. You actually see if the plugin itself it's stereo, multi-track. In Bitwig, it doesn't even announce if you like, for example, if you load a drum plugin that has multiple outs, and in the browser, like if I just do another, if I just do another instrument track, and I load, what have I? Because let's see how it like the IK, the Modo. There's no description if it has multiple outputs. Just type instruments, drums. Wow. Then you load it, okay. You don't see anything. That's because then, you have the mixer here, and it's pre-mixed, I think. Then you have to actually know before loading it that it actually has multiple outs, because there's nothing in the description. Like when you load it in Reaper, it says if you got a normal plugin, you have normal stereo or mono, but most are officially just stereo. And if you have a plugin that has multiple outs, it actually shows you. Bitwig doesn't. That's something also annoying, because I don't know if I load a plugin and I have no clue. Oh shit, is it multiple outputs or not? Yeah, then I have to add missing chains. The question is, does it do that? Apparently not. I might need to might need to do that first and then say, okay, oh my goodness. I'm like the first day I bought Bitwig. I've only dabbled with Icon Drum and VCVs, always external monitor 16 IOH into the VST. Yeah, you almost think that Bitwig does handle audio and MIDI, but Many say the piano roll could be better. First of all, it doesn't have. You have to have like guys programming controllers to have like Polarity did with the melody and scales, because it doesn't have any scale control except some modules that is actually made if you just put play live, like a keyboard that limits the keyboard inputs. That's kind of stupid. Do you have enabled surround monitoring? We got surround monitoring to get multi-up and video. Where is that? Recording, pre-roll, create audio. Don't see sending, save. Don't see any devices. I did set up my mixer, but output buses, roll output. Don't see any control in that part. Recording, outro, instrument tag, pre-roll. That's for MIDI. So, right, automation, latency compensation, no. I don't see anything surround monitoring, or even stereo. Oh, there's a lot of quirks. A lot of quirks. So, if that works, I don't like that clip. And then when it's muted, yeah, it's not really easy to comprehend, because I don't get why some plugins do the automatic routing or bouncing as they have, like from the web switching to support multi-up VST plugin. Change can be added dynamically. Add the plugin to an instrument track, then click the double arrow icon and you see the option. Yeah, that is a thing I know. But the funny thing is, Bitwig doesn't show you if the plugin is multi-channel. It doesn't show you. Reaper does. I don't know about other DAWs. I only have Reno's besides Bitwig and Reaper. So I don't know about DaVinci Girl is here. Whee! But Bitwig doesn't show you, okay, that drum machine has, if you don't know, it doesn't show you. That's, I know that the same thing, there is no option. It's very complicated, because in Reaper you can, it's more easy to change tracks to stereo and mono or even multi-channel. It's easier to do. And Bitwig, everything is stereo. VCV leaves you in the dark too. Yeah, VCV is another beast to handle. But I think, yeah, most modules, if you load just one oscillator, put it in the mixer, It's still a mono thing. It's, yeah. Roland 9 on IVSC can set the stereo or multi. Yeah, some, if you know it, I think most drum machine plugins all have either stereo or multi-channel, but I'm actually not even sure that a lot of people, because when I watch people stream with Bitwig, they don't do the Reaper workflow when you set up tracks with multi-channels and either record a MIDI and bouncing or recording directly. That can be done and all that kind of stuff. I see people putting MIDI and audio tracks and multiple channels and all that kind of crazy stuff. But multi-output, I don't know. Voices also probably Dolby Atmos as a Swiss knife. Yeah. Setting a plugin setting on Bitwig. Yeah, because I know, for example, which one was it? Like I used Spark last time. Spark has a bit of quirky way where you can set it up as a multi-track or stereo, and then you save your mixer setup so it loads the multiple outputs already. But with Modo Drum, you have to actually get into, but you can't. I think you can't save the setting, so you have to maybe this one. This one does. So if I do this, okay, and then I add my missing chains, still doesn't work. So yeah, it's let's see, Do 3 4. It has 32, and oops, 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, and then you get this. Should we then send 22? But it still doesn't. Ah, there it is. So let's see. So that works. Oops. That works, but only producing Atmos. I don't. I'm mostly producing mono stereo. I mean, try. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't see a lot of people when they use Bitwig using multiple outputs plugins, especially drum machine. You just take out the beat and then put it on a track. Or they build multiple drum layers with samples or MIDI, I don't know. But I actually never seen anyone. I did see a video, I think it was Matthias Holmgren doing the explanation how to do the routing. But now I'm asking myself, okay, if you load a multi-output plugin, You load it on one track, and then you add the chains. How does it record? Does it do multi-tracks? I don't know. Must try it once, not today. I'm not in the mood anymore. I'm not in the mood. Because the downside is, I know that, for example, Sample Science, all the plugins from Sample Science uses the same framework, and all plugins in Reaper shows up as 32 outputs, but there is only stereo, even in the drum machine he has. So it's kind of misleading, because if you try do multi-track or even dragging the plugin into Reaper on the track, because it asks you, do you want to have stereo or multi-track? If you do multi-track, it crashes. So he should just change the framework, because it doesn't really work. Would use multi-tracks for the drums, so you choose. Yeah, it's more logic, I think, especially for drums. And then you can, even if you do like I tried to do with the CLR 78, to record the multi-tracks and then adding different effects on the tracks and cutting up and stuff like that. So, yeah. And now I'm in the mood for something to drink and something to burn my lungs. So let's take a break. I need one. I'm back. Biscuit has VCV too. Yesterday, Tweet published a new video where he used VCV2 Pro. Press keys, beeps. All I know. Me too. So now I have to remind myself that HY Slicer 2 actually doesn't bounce. That's the thing. So I have to do that quirky setup to record the output. That worked. So, no. And now I want to try something else. Let's see. If I do another instrument track, I will try, because I installed, because it doesn't really work in Reaper, I reinstalled my Audio Modern stuff. Should actually have it doesn't, so I might need to load something here. Maybe I have to, let's see. Where's my browser here? What's that? And the browser. No, that's the automation. Browser. Where's my browser here? That's the scene audio track. That's that. And show device panel. No. No. Info. Notes. No. To load a sample here. Should have something in my account no more, normally. No. Oh, that site is so complicated. And downloads. Loop mix, factory sound. And loop mix blend, loop mix blend. Downloads. Yesterday, I even installed Filter Step, and even when it was installed, it didn't really work. I had to tell Windows where the thing is. Takes a while to download. It's finished. Clear. Close it. Nah. Don't think linear editing anymore. I think performance. Yeah, but everybody has the the specific, once you find your workflow and you get into software that use hardware or software, whatever, like VCV or voltage modular or Evo racks, and once you get into, you better not change. They try to make everything comfortable for others, starting with musical. Yeah. This speed sound process. Oh my god. That would nothing. So, oops, might need to unzip it. So do we get sounds? It takes a while because I only installed the Playbit stuff yesterday. So that's import pack. That's installed. Blend 2. Thought there were more. And the factory. Because in Reaper, some things like playing some of the choose whatever. Why does he Universal Audio always getting updated and still not working? Maybe something else in the blend. It's all drum and bassy, but so okay, I got a beat here. Let's do solo. If I do now, bounce. That works. So I don't get it. The only plugin that doesn't do that is HY Slicer 2. Would need to contact support and ask them, okay, why isn't HY Slicer working like other plugins in Bitwig? So WFGM sample pack. Yeah, what's able to reduce it? Muse core that I think I installed it once and never could it make it work. So okay, that's actually did work. So that works. Yay! I'm not yet going to make a track in here. Folio. Bitwig free, no Bitwig paid.
Hi.
Hello.
I had Bitwig free Bitwig 8 tracks through. I had even 2 licenses. One from some hardware I did get, and did get a license from Plugin Boutique once. The 8 track, and that doesn't exist anymore, really. So, yeah, it's paid a lot of money. And I have it for 2 years and I still didn't use it. So, okay, so that with Loop Mix worked. So, you know what? I'm just going to save it, but let's do a new project. Close that one. Activates. And let's put on my master. I should have my favorite My Library Stream Sense. That actually should load on my master. Yeah. Ha! That actually worked. Animation finished. Now use MIDI file, Unify, and the Vinci Resolve. I'm actually, yeah, I had Da Vinci, but never used it. So instead of using, I'm gonna try to use the Taco. What the heck is Taco Bell? I don't want to know. Browser session comes on. Show collection for account. I would like to have it on the second window, but samples, location, loop cloud samples. A lot of double tracks here. Hello? Let's make very kicky. Something very. Oops, I forgot one. Let's do whatever I want. So that worked. Heading. Oh, cheers, Uncle Chrome. Course to do before SOS. Yeah, he's streaming. When was? Was it 9 or earlier? Forgot about it. Because Odo is streaming 2. Later, James Dyson is doing, yeah. So Odo. I have to still watch the new Alex Sweet video. He made a collaboration with Dash, Alchemy, and some Asian girl that I never heard about. I don't see. I think it was 9, I think. So, instead of doing too much, maybe could do randomness. With okay. I always thought, okay, what the heck is the B? So the B is bus. They got 4 buses, I think. 4 buses. And 1 random. Biscuit, cheers. See you soon in a chat. Oh, got so late. Yeah. Time flies. So, do I do randomness pattern? When I do randomness pattern, that's maybe... No, I don't like that. Just checking if my sound's coming out. It does. Yay! Might need to save. I could just call it first test V01. At least it's saved. So, like I did in Reaper, since I started streaming, let's do it with Bitwig and lose my temper sometimes if it's not gonna work. But I will figure it out. I know that. It might take a while. So I can use my... At least my keylab, because, yeah, my keylab, that's a bit of downside with some MIDI controllers. The MIDI input worked in Reaper for the keyboard and some basic stuff, but all the other controls did not, except if I use the Analog Lab profile to control Analog Lab. But the door controls, even if I switch the profile, like now it's on map select door, it controls Bitwig, but it doesn't control Reaper. That never worked, so you had to do a user profile, and I tried that. It was a bit quirky. I'm not that patient enough to do a personal controller setup. And I heard that the new versions of the Keylab, apparently they have more profiles built in. So it's still a plan to maybe switch to a new one. maybe this year, or let's see how it goes. So I'm working on that, and got the 16. Let's do. I'm not going to do bosses yet, so I could do. Or you make a clip, and I make it like 8 bars. Looping, that's working. That did work. Yay! Might need actually to load that. I got a beat. Where was I? The user manual. On the glitch machines tactic. Because I keep forgetting what the difference. That's not it. Ah, there it is. So that is start, loop size, loop, reverse, chorus tune, pitch step, semitones, attack, decay, that's filter, resonance, filter type, amplitude, and panning. Sometimes manual do work. Sometimes manual do work. So let's say and its start is from 0 to 99. Decay is from 10 to 2000 milliseconds. Interesting. It is once you get into all that stuff, really advanced thing, but you have to really have the manual open to actually understand, because like in HY Slicer, you have the envelopes, and there's quite a lot. It works similar, but the downside is with the numbers, it's a bit, would be easier to have maybe because it's so tiny to implement it in the sample window, I would have made like something like the TAL sampler, where you click on a certain, because you have like 3 or 4 layers, and then you can edit the sample start and end and stuff like that. That doesn't work in Tactic, so you have to just figure out stuff and do, because you can control the starts and end here, it actually shows the waveform changing. But when you change it in the sequencer, yeah, you have this control from 0 to 99. And what's funny is, and that's why people actually love Bitwig. Like when I changed this, it moves here. So you could modulate that stuff. I know it probably can be done in Reaper, but the downside with Reaper is you have to either you can record the modulation, like for example, you let it run and then you record what you're doing, or you have to set up a MIDI controller with knobs and then record the modulation and do a MIDI programming. And that's more tedious to do than like here in Bitwig. Let's see, okay, I'm changing this, and then let's add a modulator like the LFO classic, like the classic LFO, and like this, and swoop, it's modulating without any big hassle. I have modulated the start. Kind of quirky, but yeah, it works. So if I do it more slowly, like this, it's kind of stupid, but then I have to change maybe the tempo, maybe a bit, maybe very slow, like this. Bipolar, or so it actually works. So it gets kind of effects. How do I delete the modulation? Yeah. Oh, I'll leave it like that, but I found something out. But I need to maybe change the loop size to 2. Change the decay a bit. I'll leave that. I'm sorry I stay here, but Feeder is starting out. if you want to join another live stream, you can. I was saying, like, with Viral Beats, I'm not forcing anybody to stick in my live stream anyway. I'm happy that people actually join my crazy live stream. And looking at me going crazy with something I don't understand yet. But I'm doing the same thing. Sometimes I join 3, 4, 5 live streams, mostly 2 or 3, and I lurk around, and sometimes I switch and looking around what people doing, because it depends on my what is actually running, and presence is. I'm not even sure if YouTube actually counts. YouTube counts the likes, comments, and then subscribers, but not really. It always mostly counts views. So, and I know that many people actually, even for myself, on rare occasions, I actually rewatch a live stream. Can happen, depends on what it is. Or like I would imagine like rewatching and let it run like Scruffy Fox live streams when he does his live streams with ambient stuff in the background, or Andy, but if it's more technical stuff, and but that's my preferences. So let's see. I'm taking it very slow, because I need to figure out plenty of stuff, how to do stuff. So, Nikkei. So I got maybe not directly looping, maybe looping a bit later, like here, and I may be changing the it does work on the mouse. So maybe make an 8, and let's do decay, panning, and course. Maybe changing the chances a bit around. And now play with the effects. So let's see. Do a bit crusher and delay. So I got bus 1, bus 2, bus 1. Let's leave that 2, 2. And then this. I got a beat. I got a beat. Yay. It's not that I know how tactic works. Why does it do that? Oh, treat was live. I missed treat. Oh. So that works. Still might do a bit. I have to take a break. And if I do save it, if I do a bounce pre-fader, then do another. If I do that, bounce. I mix that. Yeah, why not? So you can save the ideas, and then you can actually do this. Or just leave the scene, but the scene are different. Funky Bassman! You've been eating. Did you saw it? I punched the wall yet? Almost. Yeah, sometimes when I'm getting annoyed, it can be who am I? And then I need to calm down. Takes a while to calm down. I destroyed a lot of things when something's annoying me. Yep. I've broken a lot of things. I had because I have a very expensive Blu-ray player, and I have this thing for almost 20 years, and it still works. And a few years back, I bought because I had some problems with the remote control with it, but yeah, because it's was used so many times that some buttons stopped really working well. But then I decided, well, let's buy a very cheap Blu-ray player, some small one. And one day I had the idea, oh, I have the Blu-ray from RoboCop, the first one, the original, and I wanted to watch it, put the Blu-ray in, and it didn't read it. I said, what the heck? I tried, okay, maybe it's the Blu-ray, I don't know. Tried multiple times, and I was getting really, really angry at it. And in the end, I was getting so angry, I destroyed the movie, the Blu-ray. And in the end, I found out it wasn't the Blu-ray because it actually, I put a second movie in, same thing, put that one on, tried a third, same thing. It was the player. And then I said, okay, little crappy, shitty, made in China thing that was annoying me. And I said to the Blu-ray player, now you're going to meet the hammer. And I destroyed it in 1,000 pieces. And then I felt better. Yeah, it was a player for like, I paid 70, 80 euros or something like that. I don't know. Very cheap thing. And something maybe, I don't know what was broken in it, because there's not much actually in that little box to actually get broken. So then, yeah, I did grab my very expensive Blu-ray player again, put that one in, and all the movies worked again. So, yeah, that was the last time I actually buy very cheap things. So, well, yeah, that I once, oh my goodness, I destroyed, I had a boom box radio when I was a teenager. And I destroyed that one because I think he, not even sure what happened. Did he eat some of my tapes or something like that? I don't know. And I had some, it wasn't a baseball player, it was something long and pretty hard. And I destroyed the boombox. Yeah. But yeah. And in my later years, I did calm down a bit. But sometimes when something isn't working the way I want to, then I get really, really pissed. Then you better not be around me. And I get very angry. Yeah, can happen. Anger management. But yeah, I figured, but I'm still not really comprehending why, because I tested with Loot Mix, that actually worked. Like Tactic 2, bouncing did work, even though I did make some changes. I bounced the new audio out, works, but the HY Slicer 2 doesn't. Even though because I don't really comprehend why. Because it does, yeah, it's a plugin, and you set it up, you do your sequencing with the samples and loops, and it puts out audio. You see the channel, it's moving, but in some way it sends out audio data. But when you actually try to bounce that out, it doesn't work. I might need to read the manual because in HY Slicer 1, the first version, there was the 3 ways to either by host or by MIDI notes to make it run. And then I know that in Reaper, I could just, I put on MIDI notes. I think it was C3. And then I put just one MIDI note or sometimes just a small MIDI note to actually make a kind of sequence. And then I rendered that one out, and that worked pretty fine. I also could record the audio output. That worked too. But since I got the upgrade for HY Slicer 2, I tried it a few times, and mostly in Reaper, I just recorded the output, I think. Because I knew I didn't see in the interface any way to control it by MIDI. Because sometimes you get plugins that is a bit hidden that you can, you can do MIDI note control in in Shaperbox, or I think even in Infiltrator and many other plugins that are not directly synthesizers. But in HY Slicer 2, I don't see such a control. It is controlled by the host, by the DAW, the transport, when you launch it. So I don't really comprehend why the bouncing doesn't work. Should I actually really put a MIDI note because it doesn't react to it? So, yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm not even sure. Let me check my HY. I do have HY Slicer 2. Plugin menu, resizing, preset, user interface, sample browser, slicer units, sequencer, sampler, step control, master clock. Toggles the master clock on and off. Speeds, note, dotted, shuffle, track voice, mono, and the track mixer, track voice, master effects, pattern chainer, chainer. But I don't see, let's see. No. That's pattern maker. Copy paste. An example. I don't see any auto reading from left. That's just the sample play. Previews, stop preview, playback, volume. I don't see any slicer units, grid, sample parameters, step control. That's the randomness, step effects, master clock. Toggles the master clock on and off. Maybe it reacts to that. Need to try it. But it shouldn't actually, because it's not really a play type. But it is not. And there is even no description how, I don't know. Registration, plugin structure, slicer, grid sequencer, sampler, track effects, bypass, master effect output. Each sampler unit is driven by internal grid sequencer final sampler outputs through the step effects and master effects before reaching the final audio output. Doesn't even say, is it stereo or plugin menu presets? Preset save, user info. I don't see anything in the manual. It's not a bug, it's a feature. There's no news for that. Yeah, it's why I don't like it. It has some features that makes it interesting in some way, but to loop slicing and looping and sequencing, but then you have to make the routing to actually make it work. That is a downside, and I don't see why they shouldn't or couldn't fix it. I don't know. I know that HY is a bit slow. Recently, I had an update for one of the sequencers. I was quite surprised that it actually, but elsewhere, it isn't a brand that is very fast. First of all, it's not fast in releasing any new stuff. I was actually surprised when they actually released the HY Slicer 2. That took a while to be released. And elsewhere, there wasn't any new stuff being released, I think. Let me just check the site. HY plugins. The filters, sequencer. Yeah, not really. There's the sequencer and there's the effects, because you can't get the old HY slicer anyway. So, yeah, there's not much anything. The last recent post is from last year, so yeah. Very slow company. I'm not sure if it's just one developer. I don't know. It's not much info. On the site, actually. I know he's Japanese, I think. But that's pretty much it. News. No, the news is 1 year old. And the HY Slicer 2 was published in 2023. So either, I don't know, not many people actually buy their stuff. I do like their plugins. I don't have the effects. It's still on my plugin boutique list because you can get the bundle for a reduced price. I think it's 3 or 4 effects. They are interesting, but yeah. But are they, or is he, she working on something new? I don't know. Is he still alive? I don't know. Not much But that's like same thing with Vital. Apparently, that guy suddenly disappears in the ether somewhere, and then just you don't hear anything about it for months or even longer, and you don't really know what's actually happening with the plugin itself. Apparently, yeah, it's still working on it, but didn't see any. I'm not even sure if the plugin actually looks for updates. Let me just check. I think last time I checked, the last update is some time ago. Is there actually any info on the version? I'm not sure. Not really. So Vital Early Access is 1.5, so it's still actually doing some kind of beta testing version, because the last version is 1.07 and that one is quite old. It's still working, but yeah. Oh yeah. Who knows what's actually happening with some companies? But then you get companies that just do abandonware, never doing any updates, or updates takes a while, especially with smaller companies. Even with glitch machines, I was quite surprised when they actually released the FM synthesizer. I was like, oh, interesting, because their glitch machine has a kind of odd way on presenting. Sometimes they publish a video or short with some graphics and music and a bit of text, and you don't know, okay, is there something new coming or what is going on? There's not much info about anything, so you have to guess. And then suddenly there was that video popping up about the new synthesizer. Oh, they made a synthesizer. Wow. But yeah, not many people actually use that kind of stuff. Depends on what you're doing. But I like experimenting. So well, yeah. So, but once you know, but there's still a lot of stuff that I need to learn in Bitwig, especially. But I'm happy that it's slowly working like I want it to. But I think once it bounces, I'm not sure that the two instances are the same. I think they are. So I might need to make a new clip and then bounce it out. Then make a new clip, bounce it out again, to have maybe multiple version of the clip, and then do some kind of arrangement stuff, or you could do live jamming and just recording everything. I know that like Alchemy does with the bird recorder sampler thing, just dragging out bits and pieces works out too. Some programmers work on several projects at once, and then some have regular jobs beside. Yeah, I do get that. That many developers are. Most I don't. I think that guy who made the company Kongburn, who made those two sequences, and I was thinking he also made something exclusively for iPad, and I think he studies something in university or something. I'm not sure. I know that for some period he made videos explaining what he was working on, and I think he's still a very young guy doing that besides studying or working. I don't know, but yeah, it's like Hornet, just one guy. Like even Melda production is just one guy doing stuff, so it takes a while to release new stuff and program. Or even Vox Nigo, I think it was one guy. Plenty of those developers out. And as far as I know, someone actually said the Bitwig team isn't like a huge company with hundreds of developers and programmers or whatever. It's a very small company. Even Ableton, I think, it's very small company. Because we might think that, but they're software developers, so they don't need a huge team. Even in the gaming industry, there's plenty of developers, just one or two people. But sometimes take a while to fix some bugs. But it's not like big hardware makers like Roland and Yamaha and Korg, and they have a big, yeah, big industry and people working, building their sensor. Even with small hardware makers, sometimes even back then, like the developers of the ARP, there's just a few guys building synthesizers, and it took sometimes weeks and months to build enough models to sell them. Even the CMI, there's two guys, I think, and later they actually hired a few more people, I think, but it was very, 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 very small company. And that's why also the thing was very, very, very expensive to build, because yeah, it's all hand built. There's no industry doing the chain production and sending out thousands of synthesizers in one day. But yeah, same with developers. I'm going to keep it. I'm still need to watch videos on how to workflow, but yeah, for the next streams, I'm trying Bitwig, and Sunday is the next one. We'll be working on this project. It's saved. Let's save it again. Let's see how it goes. Working stuff out. I might change the instead of bouncing, maybe trying to record the audio and then making some like I did with the HI slicer. Might try that, or just I might try to load the bird sampler thing, because I do have the VST version. I might try. I could also use. I have another software that does pretty much the same thing. It records the output of many Windows Audio, DAW, and whatever live, and then you can send the audio samples. You just drag them over. I'm experimenting to see how I can build tracks, stuff like that. Yeah, it's all about the nitty quirky techniquey stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. Need to have a small need to drink something. So let's keep that one, and yeah, let's see each other in some chat or some stream. And I still have a few days to figure out this thing. Might take a while to actually finish anything, but even in Reaper, it takes a while. So. Oh, Isomatic is still here. Looking around. Let me. Yeah. Until next time. Cheers and thanks for watching. Merci beaucoup. Dankeschön. Bitteschön. Cheers and see you. Myra was there lurking somewhere. Bye-bye.